Chapter 2. The Velvet Trap of the Pursuit. There is a particular kind of man who enters a room already defeated, not because he lacks charm, not because he lacks looks, but because he carries a hunger so loud it drowns out his presence. A hunger to get something, and in that reaching, he collapses the very gravity he hopes to project. Most men don't realize they're doing it, because they were taught to chase what can only be drawn. The lie we inherited. We've been lied to, not maliciously. Somewhere between the pickup forums, the locker room bravado, and the algorithmic noise of dating hacks, attraction was misdiagnosed as a sport. We turned it into a scoreboard, a game of metrics, closes, leads, conversions. As if women were trophies to be mounted and men were athletes desperate for a win. Even the phrase, getting women, is a confession of failure. It frames her as an object to be acquired, a commodity to be traded for, a prize awarded to the most persistent bidder. But here is the truth. The moment you try to get her, you've already lost her. Because pursuit, when rooted in lack, is not pursuit. It is leakage. The frequency of not enough. When you move with the intent to acquire, you broadcast a very specific, very loud frequency, scarcity. You are telling the world, and her, that your internal cup is empty. You're signaling, you think you're being bold, she feels you being needy. Effort in the gym builds muscle. Effort in business builds wealth. But in the realm of desire, effort is an expensive signal of low value. Watch a man on a dating app send paragraph after paragraph to a woman who replies with one-word answers. He thinks he's showing interest. She sees a man auditioning for a role she never cast. Scarcity is loud. Neediness is fluorescent. And women have evolved to sense it instantly. Performance versus presence. The man obsessed with the win is a man trapped in his own head. He's a chess player in a room that just wants to dance. His mind loops. He isn't a person. He's a script. He's not present. He's performing. And performance creates friction. She doesn't experience you. She experiences your agenda. And nobody wants to be the target of an agenda. At a bar, watch the difference between the man who tries to impress every woman he speaks to and the man who speaks to no one unless he genuinely feels like it. One is a salesman, the other is a sovereign. Presence is the architect's foundation. Quiet, stable, load-bearing. Performance is scaffolding, temporary, shaky, and obvious. The gravity of non-neediness. Here is the paradox most men die without learning. Desire is not a response to being chased. It is a response to being drawn. The men who move through the world with an effortless magnetic pull aren't doing anything special. They've simply mastered the art of non-neediness. It's not coldness. It's not manipulation. It's not playing hard to get. It is the quiet, unshakable confidence of a man who is already whole. He isn't there to extract a feeling. He is there to be an experience. A man on a date who doesn't rush to fill silence, who doesn't over-explain, who doesn't contort himself into charm, creates more tension than the man who tries to entertain her. Non-neediness is the architect's steel. Strong, silent, undeniable. Identity always wins. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you are a hunter, you will only ever find prey. And prey is always looking for an exit. But if you are a sun, things simply begin to orbit you. When you stop managing the interaction and start refining the man, the game disappears. You stop asking, "How do I get her?" and start asking, a man whose life is full, friends, purpose, discipline, direction, radiates a different frequency than a man whose life is a waiting room for female attention. Identity is architecture. It determines the structure long before the furniture arrives. Let go of the obtain mindset. Women are not milestones on your path to manhood. They are the audience to your authenticity. The second you stop trying to close the deal, you open the door to a genuine connection. When you remove the pressure of the get, you create the vacuum of desire. Because desire is not pulled by force, it is pulled by gravity. And gravity belongs to the man who is whole. The man who stops trying to win women becomes the man women want to win. That is the velvet trap and the velvet escape. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to Cloud Chasers 777 via YouTube.